Well, once again, and welcome back to another Just Saying with Willie Dexter Harris. I told you last week this was going to be a great show, and I have him here. Here's the man right here, the Minister Darrell D. Fuller is in the studio with us. We're happy to have him. Welcome to the show, Minister Fuller.
Thank you.
Let me tell the people a little bit about you. Ex-classmate of mine, Huntington High School graduate here in Shreveport, Louisiana. He's also a Gremlin Knight from the great Gremlin State University, part of the marching band.
Yes, sir.
Musician, he's an outstanding musician. He was, what were you, the drummer? You were a drummer back in the days. He had a group with Keechick Robinson, aka Navajo. Shout out to Navajo. Fred Moss. Shout out to Fred. A couple other guys. I'm sorry for not mentioning your names, but we'll get to that later on. Right now, we're interested in just hearing a little bit more about the Minister Fuller. And Mr. Fuller, if you don't mind, just tell the people a little bit about yourself and what you have presently going on, and what intentions do you have as far as making an impact as far as the community.
Sure, I appreciate you having me, and I'm excited about the platform that you have. Just kind of quick up to date for you and some of those who may have not made any type of contact in the last several years. Actually, 8 years ago, I accepted my call as a minister, and since then I've basically been in school full time. Completed my 4-year degree in biblical studies. Then I completed my master's last year, and now I'm working on my doctorate in religious education. So I'm serious about wanting to know and study the Word accurately and just be very knowledgeable of it as I teach and preach and speak and converse with people in that subject matter.
So those theological
yes, I not only do I belong to Greenwood Acres Full Gospel, Bishop Freddie Caldwell.
Shout out to Pastor Caldwell.
Yes, sir. But our college is accredited, going into our 26th or 27th year as being an accredited theological school. So that's where I go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so again, I'm a full-time student, and I still do some independent sales. Back in 2011, the same year that I sold my building downtown, the old Jordan Booth building,
yes,
that I operated for 6 years.
Dead's Apparel,
which I operated for 14 years, but I still do, a little bit in retail, more or less just independent now, with car sales, clothing, and little food catering. So, just a few things here and there. But over the last few years, my wife and I have been very engaged in preparing our children to get to the next level. My oldest son, Cameron, got married last year, and he's 28 this year. My middle son Carrington is a sophomore finance major at Xavier New Orleans. And my baby, she'll be a freshman at Xavier New Orleans, pre-med biology. So we've been behind them.
So that
preparing them
from the tree.
Yes. Well, but again, just pressing. But one of the things you and I talked about earlier, just as far as what I've been doing over the years, basically for the last 30 plus years, I've been engaged as an entrepreneur, and I'm still being asked, hey, are you going to open up another clothing store, something retail? And because my focus has been completing my education in the ministry capacity, I've more or less put that on the back burner for as this ambition of having another store. But if that presents itself, yes. But the thing I want to share with you and to the audience, as I was sharing with someone earlier, just before coming here, the age that we live in right now, the dynamics of doing business, that model has changed significantly. The years, 20 plus years ago when I first started, I can remember guys saying, hey, let's drive over to Dallas and trying to find some blue shoes, or hear someone say, hey, I need to drive to Houston for this. That day and age of traveling just to find a product is basically gone by the simple whether it's voice command or prompt touching a button on some type of computer device, you can order and purchase anything from all over the world.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
The day and age of brick and mortar stores are still relevant and prevalent. one of the things you'll see is the dynamic of being able to do business through the internet. It's changed how we do business. You know, just knowing what the competitor's doing down the street is important, yes, but your competitor is the World Wide Web.
Right.
You know, it's billions of people.
So it's basically people's laziness. You know, they're not wanting to get out and go. They'd rather just sit at home and.
Well, it's the convenience.
Right.
It's the convenience. It's what a remote does. It's you know, I don't operate in a lot of the new technologies. You know, that my children do. You know, my son, my middle son, he'll be 21 in December. When he was a sophomore in high school, ordering and selling tennis shoes on eBay.
Right.
You know, that's not me, you know. But my point is, there are so many conduits to operate in this world of business. But 25 years ago is when I graduated from Brown with my bachelor's in marketing. Okay. And there's a few specifics I remember from some of my classes, but one in Intro to Selling, and that's the 4 P's: price, product, place, and promotion. Okay. That's still relevant. And at the end of the day, if you understand your product, understand what the marketplace is doing, and you know how to interact and engage and then set a fair price, you can operate very effectively. Right. But those are some basic principles, and along with that, it's knowing what you know. Right. If you're not knowledgeable of what you're trying to do, just by opening up a store because you have all the wherewithal and the funds and the capital, that's great. You can have all that initially, but if you don't know how to manage it and effectively market it, and someone to show you how to whether it's, you know, balance your budget, you know, just all the basics of running a business, the money will soon run out. Right. So at the end of the day, you have to know what you're doing, but if you're passionate and put in the work ethic, you can always be successful. That's the general core, but certainly I would say to all, you know, keep God first. Okay. Ask God to show you how to do it. He'll open up doors that no man can open, and certainly even when you may not see in the natural the resources, you know, ask God to move miraculous on your behalf. Okay. When I started off, I had a shirt box of probably 12 or 15 neckties conveniently folded inside that box, and I would drive around the dealerships, and you know, some kind of laugh, but the same meticulous format in which I laid out and presented those ties inside of that little shirt box, whether it was my store on Line Avenue for 8 years or the store downtown for 6 years, everything was still laid out in a professional manner. So, yes, sir. So at the end of the day, you know, whether it's small or large, have pride and passion in what you do, and it'll open up the doors for you. So other than even if it's storefront or even if it's online, it's all about presentation. It's basically what you're saying. Yes, presentation. Okay. Presentation is everything. Okay. And now, I do a lot of shopping online, and certainly this is a generation that we engage like that, but it's something that's drawing you to that site or drawing you to that product. It's some type of price point that's sensitizing you, mm-hmm. or it's the appearance that's engaging you, because just because the product is inexpensive doesn't mean that you're going to want to buy it. Right. So there's a balance, but if you again just have pride in what you do, you know sloppy work from those who have put in their due diligence. Right. So whether it's lawn care, beautician, prepping food, whatever it is, just have some type of passion, because that's going to carry you and sustain you. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with a couple more questions with the Minister Derek D. Fuller after these messages. You're with me right now, Just Saying with Willie Dexter Harris. See you in a minute.
Entertainment Group presents the Summer Comedy Jam, Saturday, July 7th in the Maud Kolb Convention Center, featuring some more.
For instance, if Stevie Wonder was my husband, Stevie Wonder wouldn't have but one outfit. That's right! What does he need with more than one outfit?
Also featuring Touré, Tony Schofield, Celebrity, the Comedian, and Redbone. Get tickets now at OutHouseTickets.com. C&M Entertainment in Henderson, One Stop Barbershop in Tyler, Sound City in Marshall, Cowboys number 4 in Longview. For show and ticket information, call 903-717-6119.
Now the dual 16 megapixel cameras deliver clear, sharp photos in any light, both low light and in amazing sunlight, just like this. And with the AI cam, we can turn it on and get the perfect scene selection. Ah, City View, San Francisco. Let's get down there.
Get it down, really get down.
We're back. Welcome back to Just Saying with Willie Dexter Harris. As you see, I'm here with my special guest, the Honorable Minister Derek D. Fuller. Minister Fuller, is there anything else you want to kind of get clear to our audience or get any information out that you think may help our generation or our crowd?
Well, if I can be of any type of, if I can provide any type of information and advice, 318-426-0665. That's my cell.
Okay.
If I don't answer, certainly just text me. But
okay.
you can.
We'll have that number on the screen below. He'll give you the number again before we leave. But
yes.
We'll have that number below.
And I'm very engaged, mainly in Facebook. So under Derek Fuller, every day, whether some type of word of encouragement or just positive affirmation and spotlighting or just identifying those who have made some type of notable contribution to what they do and to the community, just uplifting individuals and uplifting society as a whole. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, yeah, those are the main.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
My children engaged in that. But those
generation, they're all over that computer.
Yeah.
Me, I only have Facebook and Instagram, and the Twitters and the Snapchats. They kind of get over my head a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I have, and I've gauged. And of course, I said just from a marketing standpoint, but those who follow me, the larger segment is on Facebook and then Instagram and then Twitter, which is certainly a much larger audience. But again, whatever I can do to help and assist you, please let me know. At the end of the day and at the beginning of the day,
yes, sir. If
you are serious and committed to what you do, there is nothing that can stand in your way.
That is very factual. That's a good point.
Keeping God first, but just having the determination, regardless who will not help me. And as I stated earlier, when I started with that shirt box, many laughed. Man, this guy's driving around. He sells cars, but he goes around and has a couple of soups inside of his car, but that grew into a home-based business, and that home-based business started to become successful enough, whereas, well, if I can do this by having these 15 to 30 clients supporting me on a regular basis,
exactly.
If I can transform this into a storefront because I have enough to pay these type of bills and so on and so forth, so that's how I built and grew, and thanks be to God, I was the first African American male to own a men's clothing store in the Uptown shopping center of Line Avenue.
Yes, sir.
Then the Lord allowed me to become the first African American male to not only own the property, own the business, and run and own the business and the property as a men's clothier in the central business district
right.
of downtown And then when I sold that building, I went back on Lyon Avenue in the same building, which made me the second African American male. So that's the hand of God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But who would have ever put the odds to say that I would be able to do that starting with minimal resources?
In the shirt box.
In the shirt box.
But what people don't understand, and I try to say that a lot to my modern youngsters, that baby steps, all that stuff is still relevant today. You have to crawl before you walk. A lot of people think that I can just do this, and just because I got a $1 million idea, it's just going to bring me $1 million instantly. That's not how it is. You have to crawl. You have to come up with your concept, and even if you got to go grassroots to make it happen, as long as you stay true to it, it'll come to life. Is that pretty much what you're explaining?
That's exactly what I'm saying. And oftentimes, if you have too much of that power and or resource that you're wanting, maybe the initial plan may not go as well if you sink all of those hundreds of thousands or whatever your resources are.
Right.
So just understanding, taking each step, because a business, when you invest into a business, especially some type of, it could be intellectual capital, but when you're talking about financial capital, if you put everything in initially and for whatever reason the plan doesn't go right, well, what happens. But I'm just appreciative of knowing that I've been able to take these grassroots steps, and it allowed me to grow, and then it allowed me to become wiser.
Right.
And at the end of the day and the beginning of the day, there's a scripture that we all quote is very popular and it's very appropriate. But just when we say that all things work together for the good.
Yes, sir.
Well, when we say all things, whether you had some downfalls, whether you had to close the business, if you're going to say God and you quoting God, Lord, I know that all things work together for the good. Well, when it does not go as well as or as good as you expected,
or as soon as you think it should,
it's still working for your good.
Right.
If you have entrusted God with these particular plans.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm grateful, and man, I probably would have, I clowned around and, just being young and mature in my early 20s when I first started, but, I probably would have wasted more if I would have had more.
Right, right.
So I'm wiser now, I'm more mature, and certainly I know how I would not invest more so in this, but again, because the dynamics have changed, the suit, shirt, and tie is not as prevalent and dominant as it was in the late 80s, 90s when I first entered. Everything is a little bit more casual, dressed down.
Yeah, because you had like the suits.
Yeah, and watch this. So let's say if 2 or 3 years ago somebody, oh man, hey, let's put $50,000, $100,000, whatever. Let's put money behind you and full of suits. Let's go and buy XYZ suits. I was in one in the mall here recently and looking at one of the large, prominent department stores, and whereas their suit department was probably would have held 500 to 1,000 suits.
Okay.
Man, if they had 100 suits, and their 100 suits was a large amount compared to where they once was. So what was dominant as a particular product that was sold 5-10 years ago, again, the dynamics have changed.
Okay. And you were doing tailor-mades as well, right?
I did custom shirts.
Okay.
For a few years when I was downtown, but basically off the rack, meaning I order, and they would be housed on the rack. You come in, and I would fit and send out to one or two of the seamstresses that I use, or several of the seamstresses that I use to actually just do the tailoring and the fitting for you.
Okay.
But Dexter, at the end of the day, you have to believe in yourself, and if you don't work it, chances are it won't be work. So that's saying you got to make it do what it do.
Yes, sir.
Make it do what it do when it don't want to do nothing at all. That's when you want it.
Yes, sir.
And I can't want it for you.
And that goes with what you were saying as far as having too much at one time in the beginning. I'm familiar with this family. I'm not going to call their names,
Sure.
but one of the family members won $25 million in the Texas lottery, and he wanted to go into the entertainment business, but didn't know anything about the entertainment business. Just thought because I got $15 million, I can make it happen. Minister, over a 3-year period, after the taxes, it was $15 million that he got after taxes, and in those 2 or 3 years, that $15 million had dwindled down to $3 million because he was overspending or trying to create something or do something that he didn't really know anything about.
That goes in line with the traditional saying, "Stay in your lane."
Right.
And sometimes you can have that intuition, gut feeling, or man, the Lord told me, and when a person say the Lord, hey, I'm with you. If you say He said, and but the seriousness of my point is, if you don't understand a particular subject matter, just because you have the money and the wherewithal, it's still good wisdom to ask someone who knows, because I don't know how to buy rent houses.
Right.
So if you say, well, here's $100,000, let's go buy a few rental properties. Well, there's a lot that goes into plumbing, what's behind the walls, foundations, so on and so forth. Well, in terms of cars, clothing, percussion equipment, drums, yeah, I know that.
Right.
That's my skill set. I'm very knowledgeable and I'm an expertise in that. But when it comes to some of the aspects, before I go out and just try and waste money and have wishful thinking, man, I need to seek the expert.
Yes, sir.
And the word says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God.
That's right.
So, and what he'll do, he'll call so and so. Or you may see advertisement. You may see Dexter's program.
Right.
But at the end of the day, man, don't be stubborn and so prideful just because you have those resources that this is my money, I can do. Yeah, you can. You have that privilege, but just use some wisdom. Humble yourself.
Yes, sir. And before we go, can you give them your contact information one more time?
318-426-0665. Derelict Fuller. I almost forgot how to pronounce my name. Derelict Fuller. I go by D. But again, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, those social media sites I'm engaged with on a day-to-day basis. So inbox me or text me, whatever I can do. If I don't know, certainly I'll reach out to someone who knows and advise you in that vantage point. And if I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on that note, I thank you for coming and seeing us, Minister Fuller. And I hope you come back and see us again real soon.
I appreciate
and
it.
We'll be right back after these messages with Just Saying for Willie Dexter Harris.
The most anticipated show of the year, Taka, the King of Sway. Saturday, June 30th at Shreveport Municipal Auditorium, also starring JUS. Tickets on sale now at Shreveport Convention Center box office. Lil J's Music and more. Vernon's Barbershop, King of Wings in Shreveport at Ticketmaster.com or charge by phone 800-745-3000. Taka and J1. Saturday, June 30th at the Shreveport Municipal Auditorium.
Just saying with Willie Dexter Harris. Holla!
All right, welcome back. Man, that was exciting. I enjoyed that. Like I said, it's a good friend of mine, classmate, Minister Derelict D. Fuller. I enjoyed him, and next week and several weeks to come, I'm gonna have different guests to come onto the show and explain the type of businesses they have, and what kind of advice they can give to the younger generation or to the older generation, because we all can use information. But let me jump into the minister's gone now. We can talk now. Now, reality TV. What is going on this week? I spoke last week about a situation that happened with Stevie J and Erica Mena, as far as the situation that got Stevie J removed from the Love and Hip Hop franchise. I found out a little bit more information on that. Erica. Like I was talking about before, when I talk about, like I say, once again, let me repeat this, that I do not condone domestic violence when it comes to any form of violence whatsoever, myself personally, especially at the ages that we are. And a lot of this, it makes sense and it makes you look really foolish. And like everybody knows, if you've seen Erica Mena in the Love and Hip Hop New York, or wherever you've seen her at, she's real loose at the mouth. She'll say whatever. And came to find out that in an incident at a club, Erica got into an altercation with one of Stevie J's daughters. And that altercation almost got physical. Then a couple other situations occurred with one of Stevie J's artists, and it's all involving in the one common denominator of all the situations is Erica Mena, which is not a part of either of them. And I don't know what's the reason for her to have such grudges or have such anger about these particular people, because they're not a part of her immediate circle. So they should be a non-factor. But for whatever reason, Erica makes them a factor, and she's causing a lot of confusion within the franchise itself. And now I can understand, because I used to wonder why, man, Erica Mena is a beautiful woman. Why would Bow Wow, who is about to marry her, why are they no longer together? Because she's crazy. If you pay close attention to Erica, and that stands for a lot of these beautiful women out here in this world. Shout out to beautiful women, but most of them crazy, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of them are single. So guys, just for FYI, if you wondering why this particular person and why they're single, 9 times out of 10, the reason being is because probably they're crazy. And that goes for us too, women. If you see a guy, you're wondering, like, no, he's professional, or he's successful, he's not, bad for the eyes, or why is he single? Probably because he crazy, you know what I'm saying? So y'all have to be mindful when y'all trying to get these people based on the look for what's on the outside. Y'all better take your time like we did back in the days, man. Get to know these people, see them for who they are. Because if you just looking for eye candy, man, that's basically all they are. Eye candy. There's nothing else gonna come out of it but trouble. I'm warning you. I see it coming and I look at it every day. It's just trouble. And what's going on over there with the Erica Mena and the Stevie J, stay tuned to it. It is crazy. It looks ridiculous, but I'll keep you up on it. But as of right now, like I said, I found out that a situation is going on with Erica Mena and one of Stevie's children. But once again, it goes back to the kids. Stevie was accused of picking on her son. And now I'm catching her picking at one of Stevie's children. Let's leave the kids alone. Why we got to involve the kids in all this drama? Makes no sense whatsoever. And for as my opinion, I say, if we're grown, they don't have anything to do with it. As far as Kurt and the little baby Cannon that he has, Kurt doesn't want to see the baby. Kurt don't want to deal with the baby. Got the girl running all over the state, going to Texas, trying to find his wife to try to get an understanding, because she's thinking that if she could make peace with the wife, maybe that will make her husband spend more time with his son. But Kirk, you need to do a little better about that. That's not cool, and I appreciate what your daughter did, by stepping up to the plate, because I know it hurt her to her heart, to do that, but she showed that she's a bigger woman than you are, and most of the women that's on that show right now. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. And LeBron James, we still trying to figure out what you're going to do. Now the draft is taking place, and now everybody's trying to see where everybody's going, but all eyes seem to still be pointing on Los Angeles. So, once again, give me a call, 318 990-8715. If you got comments or if you want to give me some show ideas or if you have someone who you think should be a guest on the show, give me a call, 318-990-8715. You can also hit me up on my email at sirjacques44@gmail.com. More than likely, they're right here. So until next time, Willie Harris, just saying. Peace out.